Hello heart seekers and nature lovers, welcome to another video from the Miskayani Medicine YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about change. And if you don't know me, my name is Karen Weinman. I am a Pampamesayoq, trained by the Kero Indians who live high in the Andes Mountains of Peru. And I support people and groups to heal the earth because the earth will heal you. So, talking about healing, I have a lot of change going on in my own life at the moment as I have moved into a really beautiful part of the world where I've got estuaries and the sea and beautiful old forests here in the UK. So a very, very beautiful place, but a lot of change going on for me. And it's not just me, it's also my students. At the moment, I've got a Pachamama workshop on the go. They're learning practices that bring about deep healing, so they're already noticing how their lives are changing, as well as my year program students who are going through deep, deep change. Yes, it's really, really healing, even at this time on the planet. And I came across the most beautiful poem about change, and I wanted to make a video for my students, and then I realized that there's probably a lot of us going through change. Yes, there is nothing like an eclipse season or a Mercury retrograde to bring about all kinds of change, never mind the bigger picture of what's going on. Eclipses, it's so interesting. In the Western world, we run outside to go and have a look at eclipses and watch what happens and, go outside to make a big deal about it. But I can tell you that in the world of the Andes and in the even in the Mayan medicine, eclipses are not something to be celebrated outside. We come indoors because when there are eclipses, there are certain energies that come out in order to create change and shadow sometimes. And I don't mean that negatively. I'm talking about the shadow that needs to be cleared within. So yes, this time when there's a lot of eclipses and everyone goes running outside and then they wonder why they're going through so much change or something doesn't feel right, because nature is very beautiful to see, but there are also powers behind the changes that we see in the skies. So let's come to today's topic. I came across the most beautiful poem and I want to read it to you. There is so much change at the moment, and I think we all thought there'd be COVID and then it would calm down, right? And then the next step would come and then that would calm down. I think that we're just going to be having constant change for at least the next year, but don't hold me to that. I'm just aware we're going through the third gate, that we as a collective are going through a lot of change. There's a lot of dimensional shifting. There's a lot of solar flares, which always have impact on our bodies. There's just change being triggered everywhere. And for some people, it's really heavy and they're tired of change. I know from having moved 3 times in the last 18 months, which was not planned, how much change there is and how heavy that can become. And when I just feel so grateful because I have tools, like my students, we've all got tools where we can work with nature to constantly shift this so that we can come back to a much lighter place and an empowered place from within to live our lives. And then I came across this poem. It is such a beautiful poem. I hope you will enjoy it. It gives us another way to look at change. I think this is so lovely. It's so light. As hard as change and as heavy as change can be, this is such a wonderful poem and just such a wonderful attitude towards it. Like Andean medicine, when you work with nature, it helps you to look at change in such a different way, in a much lighter way, because as heaviness comes up or blocked energies come up or these challenges, we're able to release it and clear it out, which makes us fresh and anew and empowered for the next step. And this poem is also a way of empowering ourselves, of looking at it in a different way. So let me read it to you. It's quite a long poem, but I hope that you will enjoy it as much as I did when I found it. It is by a man called John Roedel. I will put his name in the box below if you want to go and find more poems from him. So this is a poem about change. The only thing to say when somebody tells you that you've changed is, thank you. Over the past couple of years, people have told me that they miss the old me. The funny me, the less serious poet me, the safe me, the ambitious me, the life of the party me, the easy to be around me. I try to explain to them that lately my favorite places have become thresholds. I have about 4 new beginnings a week. I'll try doing this, and then I'll try being that. And then I'll try this on, and then I'll try a taste of that. I may write a poem today. I'll take some photos tomorrow. And maybe I'll tell some jokes on stage next week. And a decade from now, I'll be painting sunflowers. And each thing will be the most important thing I've ever done. I'm in a perpetual state of transition. I keep leaving home as who I was and returning as who I need to be next. It's all such a skin-shedding adventure of fresh starts and unlimited resurrections. I don't want to be the exact same person that I was when you saw me yesterday. Too much has happened since then. I've seen too much beauty. I've cried too many tears. I've sat with too many old ghosts. I've put my toes in too many rivers. I've had my heart broken too many times. I've felt too many kisses. I've heard the divine singing to me from too many treetops to not be transformed. I once met an angel that was sunbathing, naked in a garden, who told me that heaven looks exactly like a thick thunderhead draping itself over a rocky mountain valley. Heaven is always billowing. Heaven is ever rolling. Heaven is constantly changing. Heaven is relentlessly changing forms. Heaven is an endless rumble. Heaven never looks the same from one day to the next. Heaven is constantly being reshaped by the hands of a great potter, because it turns out that grace is a whirling spectrum of colors. And heaven has to keep changing its form in order to keep up with it. Heaven transforms. It's camouflage of miracles and magic every morning. And if that's good enough for heaven, then it's good enough for me. There is so much creation taking place around us for us not to join in on the fun. So many opportunities, so many new people, so many galaxies being formed, so much ancient beauty being rediscovered. With all of that going on, how can we have a new beginning every single time we breathe? I believe epiphanies aren't meant to randomly drip like a broken faucet. They're meant to flood like a creating river. When somebody accuses you of changing, take it as a compliment and wonder why they haven't. If a nebula can be given permission to change forms, so can you. Besides, and this is very important, maybe we aren't changing anyway. Maybe we're just becoming who we were born to be in the first place. Maybe we were born to keep unfolding like an endless map. And one last thing, my love. Don't let any of your seasons become permanent. Let them all pass through you. Bloom red, change. Bloom green, change. Bloom rainbows. Embrace each one as the wonder that they are. Our souls are made of moving, holy water, with bits of sunlight in it. We are all glowing ripples, passing through time, reflecting light off the surface. Don't fret, my love. Heaven is required to reinvent itself daily, as we are. As we are. As we are. And I can't wait to see how beautiful you look the next time I see you, radiating like cathedral stained glass under the glow of your raw, ever-changing and unashamed authenticity.